What we're going to do today is work on back thicknesses, exercises, so essentially rows. A lot of people perform these rows, but they're not performing them correctly, so they're not getting that thick muscle, that dense look that they're trying to achieve. So I'm going to go over 3 exercises to maximize that. So let's get into the first one. So the first one I'm going to do is a hammer strength low row, or essentially like a bent over barbell row. So that's kind of the thought process on this. But I'm using this just because it really kind of emphasizes the form, and I'm going to really showcase on how to use that chest pad. Because a lot of people, again, try to reinvent the wheel. You can't really reinvent exercises that have been tried and true over decades. So let's get into it. The big thing that I always tell people is don't sit right close up. Because as soon as you sit close up and you start to do this, you have to lean back. So again, you're minimizing the whole point of this exercise. So put your bum back and lean into the whole pad. So now all my weight is right here. It's like my bum's just like, it's just holding me there, the seat. But all my weight is now against this pad. So I take this, concave my chest right around this pad, so feel that full stretch, and I'm going to drive my elbows back and basically push my sternum through the pad as I'm driving my elbows back. So driving them back, push them through. Slow down, feel that stretch, concave all the way around, driving through. Realistically, you want to kind of drive those elbows back, hold that flex, and control the weight on the way down. And that's another mistake a lot of people do. When they do this, they get into this they drive back, which is great, but they kind of let it control them on the way down. So control the weight all the way through. So drive up, flex, nice and slow and controlled on the way down. Drive up, flex, nice controlled on the way down. So that is the best and optimal way on how to do this machine. This whole leaning back, and I've even seen this one standing behind doing a 1-arm row. Just go do 1-arm rows, man. Like, just, yeah. Anyways, I won't get into a rant, but that's how you use this machine properly. So now we're going to move on to what I would say is the granddaddy of all back development, which is a dumbbell row, a 1-arm dumbbell row. So a lot of people do this exercise and they try to rack up the weight, which, again, you're going to be doing it wrong. So the big things that you need to think about when you're doing a 1-arm row is how you're controlling your torso, where the dumbbell's going, where your elbow's going. Those are all in the whole train of thought. So what I like to do is basically take your legs out of the equation. So put your legs all the way back instead of doing this and having this leg here, because eventually you're going to start doing this when you get tired. So bring both legs back. Hold the weight and let it dangle. Let yourself feel that stretch. Right, like from your spinal column right to the armpit. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive that elbow back, chest comes up. 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 And notice that the dumbbell is going towards my hip and not this. Because basically this, you're doing a bicep curl. It is not a dumbbell row. This is all bicep. You're doing like a hammer curl. Like, think about it. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a hammer curl. I'm not doing a back movement. This is back. Like, you can physically see my back move. As soon as I bring that dumbbell tight, it's all bicep. That's why you see a ton of people with great biceps and shitty backs. If you're gonna do this, do it right. Learn the technique properly, and then the weight will progress. You will get stronger. But you gotta do the exercise correctly to build the back. So that's why I say, as soon as you start, feel the stretch. Get down there. Like, let it hang. That's your start point. If you don't feel that at the start of every single rep, that means you're stopping short. and you're stopping short because you're getting tired and you're not doing it properly. So all the way down, drive it all the way out. Get it up there so you feel that flex. If you're not feeling the flex, again, you're getting tired. You're not utilizing the muscle. So everything, and the chest has to come up. Like, that's what, again, people are thinking, oh, I'm moving it. It's great, you're moving weight, but the chest has to come up to get, like, chest comes up, chest comes down. Like, it's the same as doing a chest press. It's one thing I always emphasize, when you're pushing it, like pushing a barbell away, you're thinking about pushing your back that way. It's the same for the back. You're thinking about squeezing your back, your chest has to come up. You're pushing your chest that way. It's the opposite. So utilize your body's mechanisms and utilize your body's way of wanting to move in its ability to create muscle, create tension, create that growth. So it's where a lot of people kind of get misconstrued. All right, exercise number 3. So I'm gonna do T-bar row. So this is another old school exercise. You can see this machine in many, many different ways. Some with a chest pad, some with not. At this particular gym I'm in today, Fitness FX, they have one with a chest pad. So I'm gonna go over this one as well. So, all depending on how you want to do your grip. So, if you want more of almost like a neutral grip, and you're thinking about rotating your elbows in and keeping your elbows nice and tight, this would be the grip that you choose. If you're a taller person, like for me, this is way too high. So I would never use this grip for myself, because like I'm almost doing traps and rear delts because it's so high for me. So I'm gonna grab it down here. So, and another kind of misconception is people think, oh, the wider grip, the better. It's all on activation. So you can grip as wide as you want, but if you're not activating out there, it's not gonna grow. So today we're thinking about thickness. So, like I just mentioned earlier, as your elbows come back, you push your chest through this pad. So up, up, full stretch, up, concave around the pad, up, concave, up. And again, this is where people tend to see a lot of people, again, rack this thing right out, and they grab it and they're just doing this. They're doing this momentum jerky motion that, great, makes you feel good. You get tons of plates on there, but again, you're not doing anything to grow your back. So control the weight, lower the weight and control it. So if you feel that full stretch, if you feel that full contraction, that is gonna optimize more growth than the amount of weight you have on that bar. So one thing everyone's gonna realize is once you learn how to do it right, the weight will increase. You will get stronger because you are gonna grow muscle. But if you just rack the thing out and do this jerky perky thing, eventually your body's gonna kick back and it's gonna get sore, you're gonna tear something. And guess what? That weight's gonna start dropping and you're gonna wonder why you're getting so weak and you're not lifting as much as you used to. Because your form is wrong and you're hurting yourself. So learn how to do it properly, correctly the first time, and you'll get way better results that way. So that's my 3 exercises on thickness, all rows. Give those techniques the next time you're on back day.